Hello and welcome to Loving Me, Myself, and Life with me, Jody Misiak. So I have actually decided to take the summer off. Now you might be listening to this a little later. However, over the next 10 weeks, I'm bringing you content and things I've been sharing in different outlets. So it's been a few different things. I want to take some time off to really be with my kids. Also, the camp that I usually have my kids in a couple times a week just didn't have space for me this year. So I kind of had to rearrange my summer, and I've decided to just be with them this summer and spend time with them because, they're only this young for like now. So I have kind of reshifted things, and this is just a time for me to take a break. However, I didn't want to leave you hanging. It was a really, really big decision for me to kind of go and take a break. I usually bring you episodes every week, and that's a thing I love to do to make sure that I'm there for you. And so I'm not fully gone. I'm just sharing things that I've talked about in the past that I haven't talked about here necessarily. So good, juicy, amazing stuff. Just I've shared it elsewhere, and now I'm going to bring it here to you. So it's actually going to be over the next 9 weeks. There'll be episodes for my Wow Wednesdays that I did a few years ago. And the last one, it will be an episode from a coffee chat that I did. It was on Facebook Live years ago as well. So like I said, good, juicy, awesome stuff. And I just wanted to share it with you here. So get comfortable and enjoy. Welcome to Wow Wednesday. I'm Jody Misiak, and I show up here every Wednesday to give you a little wow training, which is called Women's Online Wisdom, where I just really inspire you to embrace and really own your own wisdom, because everybody has everything they need within them. So today we're going to talk a little bit more about my friends that are twins, fear and failure. Now, are you ready to have them as your friend too? Are you ready to have them be your friend, hang out with them, and maybe go out for coffee? When we change the way we look at things, the things you look at change. That's a wonderful quote I love from Wayne Dyer. And I said it earlier this month in one of the video trainings, is when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. And it's so true. So if you start making fear and failure your friend, amazing things can happen. When you are ready to go out and hang out with them, and you look at them differently, like they're your friend, and you embrace them as a amazing positive thing in your life, you won't start hating them, and you won't stop you won't fear failure as much. You still will feel fear. However, you will welcome it more in a loving way, if that makes a little sense. So what are you ready to like or love about fear and failure? I've already asked you to look at where you've happened in your own life already, and you've done it and you've moved through it. And then I've just shared a little bit more about fear and failure on their own. Are you ready to embrace them as your friend? That fear helps you and expand and grow your comfort zone. And then failure helps you also learn and grow. These are two amazing learning tools. They can really be your best friend if you let them. So are you ready? Or do you need more information? These are things that we have really let run our life. And it might take a while for you to become friends with them. It's taking one step at a time, one action at a time. And then for failure, it's just going out and trying little things, seeing if you fail or if you learn. And you don't even have to use the word fail. Like I said with the other quote that I read in Marie Forleo's book is, I win or I learn, but I never lose. So if you really don't like feeling like you're going to lose, that's a really great quote to hang on to. Write it down, put it everywhere. Or sometimes I win, sometimes I learn. And those are really great things to have. And then just knowing that fear is is your friend. And it's here, it's there to really, actually, there's a really funny story. I forget the singer's name, but every time they would go on stage, they said like how they got sweaty and, their heart would race and things that we would describe as feeling really nervous. But that singer said, and I'm so sorry, I don't know the name, is that's how he knew that he was ready to go on stage. He didn't look at it as anxiety or stress, like nervousness. He didn't look at that. He looked at it as like that meant his soul was shining and excited and ready to go on stage. So it's looking at, those butterflies. When I said I had butterflies in my stomach when I shared one of my biggest new personal goals, that was me, my soul going, yes, do it. Come on, get off the couch already and go do it. Stop talking about it and just go do it. Go take an action. So go off and hug fear and failure and just start taking action. Start doing the things your heart knows it wants to do. Start small and take action daily. And you can just really become really good friends with fear and failure. Now, does that mean that I don't sometimes let fear run my life? Just because I'm talking about fear and like, go after your dreams and do this? I let fear stop me sometimes. Sometimes it stops me for 5 minutes, half an hour, a week, a month. Some of these things that I have are still slowing me down. But every day you step through fear is another day that you've learned to kind of work with fear. You're becoming more friends. It's about one day at a time. Do the most amazing people ever not feel like, the most successful people in the world never feel fear anymore? They just feel like maybe differently or more even, because they have more to deal with sometimes if they're like multi-billion, like $1 billion companies. We all we all feel fear and we all fear failure. It's about what we do with it. Do we let it run our lives, dictate what we do and don't do, or do we take those action steps? Do we embrace failure so we can learn and grow? Like I mentioned before, there's a quote that I kept repeating every time when I was going through my training to become a coach. And it's, if I couldn't fail, what would I do? If I couldn't fail, what would I do? That's a really powerful thing. Now, there's some other powerful ones too, where you can even take failure right off the table. And it's not about failure at all. It's about like, what can I learn here? But one of the ones that helped me get through some difficult times to get me to where I am today on the whole failure front is, what would I do today if I couldn't fail? So if you've been letting, fear of failure stand in your way, that's a really great one to help you move forward. So today, let them in. I do recommend that you pull out a journal and even start writing out, like, you could even write out, what would I do today if I couldn't fail? Like, write that out and then have it go down. Like, what does your heart want you to do? Write it down. Like, if failure was not an option, if there was no such thing as failure, which, secret, it's there. And, it's what we label it though. We label it failure. It's really not failure. It's just learning. It's a learning process. But what would you do? Write it down. What would your day look like if you weren't afraid of failing? And, look at if you have any goals that you're going after, well, we've already done the step action of fear, like stepping through fear. But look at it again. Maybe you didn't do it. Go take another action towards what your heart wants you to do. And take a loving action towards that. Again, big or small, action is action. But you got to go do it. You can't just think about it. So today, I encourage you to go out for coffee with failure and fear and get to know them a little bit better, get to see them in your environment, and just embrace them and honor where you are on your journey in life, and see where what they're showing you and when they're showing up. Be mindful and really just be aware of where they are in your life right now. There's no wrong answers here of where they are or how many times you've stopped doing something because of fear. Just own where you are and honor where you are. And it's all about the journey. Remember, you can't get to the top of the ladder without taking one step at a time. Maybe two, but that's besides the point of the metaphor. One step at a time to get to where you are. You don't have to make friends today with fear and failure, but maybe think about it just a little. One step at a time will get you to where you want to be. And then when you get there, you'll have even more places you want to go. So just enjoy the journey, because that is where the magic really lies. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful day. Bye for now. Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed this week's episode. I will be back on September 10th with all new episodes of Loving Me, Myself, and Life. So until then, relax, enjoy, keep listening. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate you so, so very much. Thank you so much for being here and listening. I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.